This is Land of Havilah, 2 Chronicles 19. Jehoshaphat's gone off the rails a little bit. He made a marriage alliance with Ahab, befriended him, entrusted himself to him, didn't listen to the prophet Micaiah, committed Judah to the war, and began to be blinded by the friendship to the extent that he agreed to be Ahab's decoy on the battlefield. But Yahweh protected him. Now thanks to Yahweh's mercy, verse 1. Jehoshaphat the king of Judah returned to his house in peace to Jerusalem. Jehu the son of Hanani the seer went out to meet him and said to King Jehoshaphat, "Should you help the wicked and love those who hate Yahweh? Because of this, wrath is on you from before Yahweh. Nevertheless, there are good things found in you, in that you've put away the Ashtaroth out of the land and have set your heart to seek God." Comment in verse 2, Jehoshaphat helped the wicked and loved him who hated Yahweh. Yahweh's wrath was on him, which will play out over the next generation, now that one of Ahab's family is part of the royal family of Judah. How about for us as Christians? Can we be friends with everyone? If being friends with the wicked means to agree, then no, we can't be friends. Our peace will come by keeping our distance. The common wisdom is that it's good to have many friends, but biblical wisdom is, quote, "A righteous person is cautious in his friendship," Proverbs 12:26. Jehoshaphat made friends in the interest of peace. He was worn out after 4 generations of enmity with the kings of the north, but keeping his distance was the best he could have done. We must be strong in separating ourselves, quote, "Come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord," 2 Corinthians 6:17. Verse 4, Jehoshaphat lived at Jerusalem, and he went out again among the people from Beersheba to the hill country of Ephraim and brought them back to Yahweh, the God of their fathers. Comment in verse 4, from the far south of Jehoshaphat's kingdom to the far north of it, he brought them back to Yahweh, as described in the next few verses. He'll do exactly what the law of Moses says he should do in terms of establishing a system of justice in the land. Verse 5, he set judges in the land throughout all the fortified cities of Judah, city by city, and said to the judges, "Consider what you do, for you don't judge for man, but for Yahweh, and he's with you in the judgment. Now therefore let the fear of Yahweh be on you. Take heed and do it, for there is no iniquity with Yahweh our God, nor respect of persons, nor taking of bribes." Moreover, in Jerusalem, Jehoshaphat appointed Levites and priests, and of the heads of the fathers' households of Israel, for the judgment of Yahweh and for controversies. They returned to Jerusalem. He commanded them, saying, "You shall do this in the fear of Yahweh faithfully and with a perfect heart. Whenever any controversy comes to you from your brothers who dwell in their cities, between blood and blood, between law and commandment, statutes and ordinances, you must warn them that they not be guilty towards Yahweh, and so wrath come on you and on your brothers. Do this, and you'll not be guilty. Behold, Amariah the chief priest is over you in all matters of Yahweh, and Zebediah the son of Ishmael, the ruler of the house of Judah, in all the king's matters. Also the Levites shall be officers before you. Deal courageously, and may Yahweh be with the good." Comment, that was straight from the law of Moses, from Deuteronomy 16:18-20, quote, "You shall make judges and officers in all your gates, and they shall judge the people with righteous judgment. You shall not pervert justice. You shall not show partiality. You shall not take a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and perverts the words of the righteous. You shall follow that which is altogether just." Deuteronomy 16:18-20. In verse 6, 2 parties will appear before the judge, each presenting his own case, but it's not a matter of taking either one of their sides. It's a matter of taking Yahweh's side. In verse 7, the judge shouldn't fear the plaintiff or the defendant, only Yahweh. Yahweh isn't partial to either of them. In verse 10, controversies may arise between blood and blood. Also translated, there'll be cases of violent crime. In verse 10, the judge should be careful, because if he's unjust, the gavel will fall in heaven, and the judge will be guilty. In verse 11, a judge must be courageous because he can become a target. Any of the parties might come after him physically, or they might have the power to make his life difficult in other ways. He shouldn't be afraid of anyone or anything but Yahweh. He should judge rightly and look to Yahweh for whatever protection he might need. Quote, deal courageously, and let Yahweh be with the good." End quote. 2 Chronicles 20 is next.